Ooh.
What is up, sports fans? We are back for another episode
Sir,
of the
we here.
JS Philly Sports Stop.
We are here.
And we're being joined by my good friend, Mr. Justin Fiorillio. Justin, how are we feeling this afternoon, this evening?
Well, Steve, I got to be honest. It's amazing to have the 76ers finally get out of the second round of the play. Oh, wait.
Yeah, we got to pull this one up, though. We got to pull this one up. I was going to do the sponsor reading, but you got right into it. Obviously, you want to get something off your chest.
What's going on, everybody? How we all do? I'm doing great, Steve. How you doing?
but obviously, it's going to be. We're starting things off with Sixers, and it's ridiculous. It's been ridiculous. For what since 2017, 2018.
Yeah, the process is dead, but continue.
I've been said that over a year ago. I thought the process was over. It's been a failure. The only thing you netted from the process was Joel Embiid. He's been here 10 years, and
all we got from the process was the nickname, the process. We didn't get anything. Pretty much.
Listen, it's rough, especially you're a basketball fan. You love the Sixers. And a lot of people are just pure basketball lovers, regardless. Just being in the Philadelphia area.
After the Eagles, it's my second team. It's Sixers.
Feel bad for you then.
Yeah,
but
it's a rough day.
My thing with this is look, the fact that how last year ended.
Mm-hmm.
The injury situation, losing Paul George for 25 games.
Yep.
I didn't feel like this was a playoff team regardless, just because of what we've seen from the year before, right? So, right. It's not quite the Flyer situation, because they, we've already gone through multiple lottery picks and things like that. Like, we felt like I said it on here. I thought as we started the hockey season, I thought that they were a playoff team, and I was proven to be correct. A lot of people thought I was nuts saying that.
They were a playoff winning team. You were even more. They won a round. So
yeah. I mean, we'll get to the Flyers in a second, but the Sixers got a lot to do. And even today, a report came out that, and that'll go into, the main topic for today, is that the front office changes are going to happen after yet another second round exit, right?
Yeah.
This came out that changes are coming for the Sixers, right? After another disappointing season. All right, I'm gotta love internet.
Okay, Steve's back, everybody. I thought you just blew up.
Where did I get knocked off at?
Well, we're talking about the changes are coming for the Sixers.
Yeah, but all right. So basically, that Howard Eskin was told that they're having serious discussions about replacing Daryl Morey,
right?
As president of basketball operations, that since 2020 that hasn't been good enough to get past the second round. Terrible track record of picks, trades, and signings from the organization. They feel change is needed. I'm going to go one further for you that I feel not only is a change needed from the general manager, from the president of operations, but I've already said this to you, bro. Like, the fact that Josh Harris is on the Epstein list is ridiculous, and that this city hasn't been calling for him to, get out of here and sell this team is ridiculous. And
It's also crazy that he
here's
owns
some of those
he
things.
owns the
Here's some of the
Commanders
things that
too.
it's been confirmed that as of he's had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein as of 2013.
Yeah, that's not a list that you want to be on.
Now, obviously, we don't have the context on what he was meeting him about or anything like that, but being as that everyone knows what his situation is, it ain't good, brother. It ain't good.
No.
In my opinion, not only does Daryl Morey need to get his walking papers, but Josh Harris needs to be no longer the owner of the 76ers. Find some type of group, whatever, and clean up the whole front office. Because I don't know if you've seen the report. I'm not sure if it was today or yesterday, but like that, they were talking to Joe Embiid. He wasn't happy with the fact that Jared McCain was traded and at the trade deadline, and they didn't do anything to make themselves better, and that apparently that the front office and the Joel Embiid are not on the same page with anything as an organization right now.
Right.
So it's one of those things where you got to get up there. You have to do something.
Listen, you want my opinion real quick? I'll make it short and sweet. The names Edgecombe and Maxey, you keep.
Yeah, those are untouchable right now. Those two are untouchable right now. Those are the only two that I say that are untouchable players right now, right?
Yeah, and then I don't want to use the words blow it up, but if you keep those names and you want to use those words blow it up, I'm fine because I want them to build around those two in the right, correct way. Like, you got to do it the correct way. Get the most value for Embiid or George, and maybe you keep George. I mean, he's had moments, but I mean, I don't know. It's just going to be, and Embiid specifically because he's the hot subject. Look, man.
Well,
Look,
no,
man.
and the reason why he's a hot subject is because of Daryl Morey.
Yeah.
Daryl Morey gave both Joel Embiid and Paul George max contracts.
Starts at the top. You're right. Starts with Daryl.
And this is why I say that Morey has to go, because in order to trade one or both of them, you're going to have to unload multiple year first round draft picks to get rid of them, right?
Yep.
This is something we've already discussed, right?
Yep.
I even discussed it going in the season. I felt that, you not just to get rid of the contract, but give Joel a fresh start. I know he loves this city. I know he does. And I'm not sitting there saying that, we should tear him down and he's this. No, he was a great Sixer for us. I don't care what anyone has to say about that. When he's on the court, he is one of the best centers in basketball, if not the best center in basketball. I'm sure you're gonna have some arguments with Jokic, with Wembley. I get it. I do. Right. But it's going to bring me back to somewhere we've already been, something we've already discussed, because it's official. As we're in the offseason, lottery draft is done. Guess who's opening the trade talks already? The Milwaukee Bucks are shopping around Giannis again.
All right, Milwaukee. Here's a trade.
If I'm the Sixers brass, I am calling up Milwaukee and be like, what is it going to take to make a Joe?
Yeah. I mean, you cut out there for a minute, Steve, but if you can hear me, if it's not Maxey or Edgecombe, I call Milwaukee and I say, what you want? You want a cheesesteak? You want a trip around Philly? I mean, where do you want to go? And give us Giannis. And Giannis, Maxey, and Edgecombe, it's going to win something, man. It's going to win something. Steve has bad connection, I guess. Damn.
Justin.
Hey, Steve's back.
I'm turning off my phone because apparently the internet's out. So
Not good. I'm still here.
all right, brother. But yeah, what do you think that a Giannis trade should be possible or could happen?
I absolutely hope it should happen. Realistically, I mean, it's probably not. These things don't usually actually end up happening. But listen, if it's not Maxey or Edgecombe, I call Milwaukee, and I make it pretty simple. I say, listen, if it ain't those two, what you want? You want a cheesesteak? You want a bean? You want to ride out around Philly? I mean, whatever you want. Blank check. I don't even care. Send us Giannis, because if you have Giannis, Maxey, and Edgecombe, you're gonna win something. You're gonna win something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want Embiid being the scapegoat of this whole thing because obviously, it's something we talk about. Bad organizations are just bad. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's on your team. If you have a bad upper management, it's the same with sports as it is in any type of Fortune 500 company, restaurant chain, whatever. If you have bad upper management, it's just going to trickle down. It doesn't matter if you got the best this or the best server in the world, the best food stamp in the world, whatever.
Yep.
That's just the way it's going to be. And I think my internet's back because I just seen my computer update here for a second. Give me 1 second.
Back in black.
But I mean, listen, I'm all for it if it could happen. But here's I guess my question to you is: would you give up multiple first rounds to make it happen? Justin? 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 Mr. Fiorillio? Where did you go? Justin.
Hello?
There you are.
Jeez, dude, what is going on with the service today?
That's just me, then it's you.
I don't know what's going on, but continue. I didn't even hear what your last take was.
Would you do two first round picks to make it happen?
Oh, are you saying just 2 first round picks, or are you saying with some players?
Possibly another player, but would you give them multiple firsts to bring Giannis here?
Probably, because that's your core to win a championship. That's it. I mean, you have Maxey, Edgecombe, they're super young, they're super talented, and you have Giannis, who's in his prime, and he's kind of on the younger side still. So it's like, there it is. I mean, you have your 3, and you can build around that. And I tell you what, man, it's the NBA. I'm not saying you don't need picks and you know and stuff like that, but like it's not like the draft in the NFL where it's like it's just a little bit different. I think you know what I mean, but it's still very valuable. And first round picks are still first round picks. You can't have nobody on the depth. So yeah, I mean I think you do it, man. Plus Giannis, I know he's had some injury issues, but he's way more reliable than Embiid. So most centers are because they're just it's hard to not be injured as much, unfortunately. But no, I mean, we talked about it, Steve. It really is sad to see Embiid go if that's the case. Because
yeah, like I said, I don't want him to be the scapegoat, but it's just like, you've been here 10 years. He's probably the more valuable of with outside of Edgecombe and Maxey, if those are your untouchables, then Joel is the most valuable piece you would have to potentially make a trade, put a team together.
Look, he made basketball very fun in Philadelphia. He was definitely fun on social media and on the court and all that. He's arguably a Hall of Fame player, arguably. So I respect each side of it, but he's arguably a Hall of Fame player, and he just can't. He kind of can't get the job done. So there's that. But other than that, I mean, Embiid, he's a big name in this city, so it's like. When you think of Joel Embiid, you think of like Philadelphia and the 76ers, even though we haven't really got past anywhere in the playoffs. So it's like he's made basketball. Listen, you guys remember before Joel Embiid, right? It was not that, it's the reason his name is called Trust the Process, because it was really, really bad. Those tanking days. Oh, they were some of the worst teams in NBA history. Literally, look up their records. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was some lean times. Would you be okay if just Daryl Morey was relieved of his duties and they go bring a new president of operations, GM, etc.?
No, I wouldn't be okay, because I want, and I don't want to sound like the angry guy with the pitchfork. I do have, like we just talked about, I have a lot of love and respect for Embiid, but I want Embiid gone, because we this was it, man. I mean, it's like how many more? It's 10 years of trusting the process, and now we actually have a talented backcourt, a superstar backcourt, arguably, and I think we if there's any value left to Embiid, Steve, you might know the numbers better than me, but as long as it doesn't destroy our cap books and whatnot, if you can find good value and compensation for Joel Embiid, you go and trade him. And you build around. I don't even care if you keep George, and then you keep George, Maxey, and Edgecombe, and you build around. You trade Embiid. Maybe you get a first rounder, and you get a really quality sixth man of the year candidate player, something like that. I don't know, man. You get some quality players on that team, and or maybe a good starter, hopefully. And
what do you think about his comment that Josh Harris is the biggest problem? Eddie, you just missed my little thing where I was sitting there saying that Josh Harris needs to sell the team. So,
well, I can't disagree with that, Eddie. But also, it's kind of weird to me that he owns the Washington Commanders too, and that's just kind of odd. He owns we're Philadelphia, and then he owns our rival football teams. It's just weird. But why does he want to own both of those? But he knows the answer to that. And I listen. You're darn right. Look at the Dallas Cowboys. I hate to keep making these NFL analogies, but Jerry Jones ownership, and look how that team's turned out for the last So I'm granted he won in the very beginning, but it's Jerry Jones that has so much influence over it, and you know what I mean. He unfortunately, I hate to say it, when he goes, I think the Cowboys are going to get much better. But
I agree with that.
Yeah.
He's saying what value does it? He's without a doubt, when healthy, he's the best center in basketball. But
yeah, but that's the thing, Steve. When you say that, it's almost like it's part of his name, when healthy. Like
right.
You always have to say when healthy, and that's unfortunately. You can make an argument, not to get off subject, but like Joel Embiid is like you can't say he's a what if because he's won an MVP and he's had chances, but it's like who's like a superstar that's had more injuries than him?
Tracy McGrady.
Oh, okay.
Penny Hardaway.
But year after year after year, I mean, it's like it's crazy, man. And I whatever. I guess there's competition, yes, but I think Joel Embiid is it's crazy, and it's actually incredible that he's won an MVP and he's played so well and brought the team to the playoffs and stuff with all the on the unfortunate injuries that he actually has had. So it's just a credit to how great he actually is. But I think we lost Steve again. Shit.
Ha.
He's back.
I didn't give you the bird, Eddie. Stop it. Stop it. That's a fair assessment. Bill Walton.
Bill Walton, who's oh yeah, Bill Walton. Yeah.
Yeah. As far as injuries. So I mean,
I saw a question, not to get another off subject, but like who's the number one athlete? Well, if they never got injured, they would have had like the most amazing best career. Of course, like Derrick Rose was up there, Grant Hill was up there, you know what I mean? Players like that. But if you think of all sports, that's a great question, right?
Bo Jackson is another one. His career completely changed after the hip injury. So
I got a good one for you. RG3.
Yeah.
Dude, that first year, I'll give it to him. He was pretty crazy that first year in Washington.
Eddie went old school.
Mickey Mantle, all right.
Remember, Mickey Mantle had like the worst knees of all sports.
Oh yeah,
even worse than Bill Walton and all that. So
even worse than Joel Embiid.
But Embiid hasn't just been his knees. It was his knees. First, it was his foot. Then it was his knees.
Steve, I don't know if I'm sure you have it maybe on your agenda, but I got to bring it up because it's irking me. What about this Xfinity Mobile Arena takeover by the Knicks fans? Like we got like somebody saw LaShawn McCoy was talking about it. Like this shit would never happen at the link. Like you would never have a team come into the link and take over the link. Like
it's because of it's exactly what it is. It's because it's the Sixers. It's what they bring. It's when you go down 0-3 to a team that's supposed to be your rival, that's what's supposed to happen. Your team, not your team, your fan base is basically giving you the middle finger and be like, all right, this is how you want to. This is the nonsense you're going to put on the floor. Then we're not coming out for the last part of it. I don't blame the fans for not showing up. Hell, there was a guy in the area who was helping Knicks fans buy tickets.
Yeah, man.
So like I don't feel bad for the organization. I don't feel bad for how it looked. You allow them to take over because of how terrible of a performance you put on the court.
They kind of bitch slapped us.
They did.
They swept us. Their fans
the Knicks are one of your direct rivals, and they have been for a while. Obviously, you had the high coming off the Boston series, as you should have been high, right? You knocked out one of your rivals. It's what's supposed to happen. But then you have another rival who had knocked you out 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Then you should have already been matching that intensity, and they should have came out at least split in New York, right?
Dude, I thought they had arguably more talent than New York. So it's like I'm like, how do they not?
I just think a lot of people underestimate New York. I do.
I guess they do, yeah, because they think it's the same old Knicks, right? But like, I can't believe the Sixers didn't just win a game. Like a game, dude. It's like a one game. They got swept, and that's what's most frustrating. And it's like, yeah, they kind of gave up. Not kind of, they did. Like even Maxey and Edgecombe didn't seem to be playing as hard in that last game. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but something was just whatever, man. Knicks fans took over, but listen, there'll be a day where we're gonna get back at them. We're gonna go take over Madison.
Now, obviously, we spent almost 30 minutes on the Sixers organization. I feel like that's too much time, but that's also in between me getting kicked off. I'm sitting here on my phone instead of on the laptop because of the internet there, but it is what it is. The next part of that is, all right, it hurt being swept, but not just once. We got swept twice. But the other side of that is there's a lot to love about this Flyers team, right?
Oh yeah.
You get in there and you have where they were at, where getting 9 points in the last X amount of games to get into the playoffs. The youth that they have on this team. You have five rookies, right? You have a ton of cap space. you have your goalie now, right? So you have your goalie, and Dan Vladar, let it be known. But you had more than 5 rookies on your roster that was contributing significant minutes. So my thing is, yeah, it sucked to get swept out of the building, but look at the polar opposite of the fan bases. So they didn't show up for the Sixers, but the Flyers get a standing ovation, and to the point where the players are on the ice all holding their sticks up, like recognizing the Flyers fan base. So my question is, what's so different between those two teams outside of this is a young team that had no business even being in the playoffs, knocked off the Pittsburgh Penguins? You'd like them to be a little bit more competitive against the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina Hurricanes should, in my opinion, should be the Eastern Conference representative for the Stanley Cup this season. They are that good.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
but, I mean, and it's not just the stuff that I just said. NHL needs the Flyers to be good. Take a look at this one right here, brother. So this is your top 10 hockey games rating-wise through the playoffs as we sit right now.
Yeah.
You see something?
See a lot of Flyers.
And even more so is the top 2 ratings is Hurricane games where the Flyers were being beat out of the building, right?
Right.
So that being said, hockey's back in Philadelphia, right?
Oh yeah. I think we're going into a new Flyers golden era, possibly. I think this is it. Let's
not get ahead of ourselves. I think if you make the right moves this offseason, maybe there's a guy that you think can help you in free agency. And the fact that you have all this young, make a trade, man.
Yeah.
You put one of the kids that you got in the AHL right now. Put TK in there and maybe a pick and see if you can get yourself a scorer or a difference maker. Figure out what you can do to make yourself better immediately. That's going to mesh with what you already have accomplished in that locker room.
Exactly.
I think the future is much more brighter for the Flyers than it is for the Sixers right now. I think the Sixers are in that perpetual storm and doom and gloom right now, and it's just permeating from up top. Meanwhile, when you look up at top in for the Flyers, you got Keith Jones, you got Danny Briere there, you got Rick Tocchet in the building. You have guys that have won, been successful, etc. So I think the future is infinitely more brighter for the Flyers than it is for the Sixers right now. And it sucks being a Philadelphia fan, watching your boys get swept. And right now, you got the Fanatic, dealing with the trauma from, the Sixers. And with Franklin and Gritty on the couch needing to be talked to because
the Fanatic better be careful. Come October, he might be sitting on that couch with him.
Yeah, right. But what are your thoughts on this Flyers season? Obviously, we blasted through expectations. We made it to the second round. Obviously, you'd like to be more competitive. But what are your thoughts? I mean, I know I've already been high on this team, and I know the Flyers aren't like hockey's isn't at the top of your list. But what are your thoughts on this team, the future moving forward?
I think this season made Flyers fans. It was such a prevalent in the city and on social media and just the buzz around the Flyers that I feel like it made Flyers fans. Now, I've always been a Flyers fan, but as you know, Steve, hockey is not my most knowledgeable sport. It's not one of the ones that I like the football, Sixers, and probably Phillies before I would watch hockey. That's just me. But this season, I actually watched some Flyers games. Like I actually would sit down and watch not just highlights, but I actually tried to watch some games, and I got into Flyers hockey, especially around the postseason, and so this season made Flyers fans. It even made me more of a Flyers fan.
This season made a lot of Flyers fans where I think we've always been partially a hockey town.
Right.
Obviously from the Broad Street Bullies days to what they did to the Russian national team and all that. Even the Legion of Doom days, even though they fell short. The Giroux days, even though they fell short in their quest for a cup run. But I think the youth, the fact that you thought you were 2 or 3 years away from potentially being a playoff team, that now you're here now. Carter Martone, I think, is absolutely legit. We'll see what he brings, considering he didn't play enough games for it to be really his rookie year. He got called up, right? So let's see what a full 82 games with Carter Martone looks like. I say the first line of business, if I'm Daniel Briere this offseason, is giving Dan Vidar a 3-year extension, something to that effect. Lock him up for the next few years. Because he's your goalie. I don't care what anyone says. I don't think he has
the coolest name, like Darth Vader, Darth Vader. You know what I mean?
Darth Vader. And some of the memes that were going around of him as Darth Vader in orange and black were great. We're absolutely
it's so epic and it fits. I don't know how it fits, but it fits. The look.
Yeah, it does. It does. It definitely does. And his exit interviews were great. I love what we heard from him. You got a bunch of young kids that believe in each other, and they gave you everything they had this season, right? So
they got a standing ovation, and they got swept.
Thanks to them for that, but also I think the future is so bright for that team. I'm not going to sit there and say that they should be in an Eastern Conference Finals next season. Right? You never know; they might be very well in this same spot and just have a better performance and get knocked off in the second round again. Obviously, that's not what we want. But
it is technically progress. It is technically progress because they've won some games.
You want them to at least get to an Eastern Conference Final. Just because of what you've already did this year. You got to get past the divisional round this coming season to consider it a success. But very high on this team. Interesting to see what the offseason is going to bring for them. I thought it was interesting that we talked about Daniel Briere. I'm not sure if I talked to you about this or not, but did you see the fact that we get Toronto's first round draft pick next season? Not this year. Obviously, Toronto's got the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
that would never happen. The NHL would never make that happen, but everyone forgets about the Scotty Hartnell trade, but we get a conditional first round draft pick from them. Yeah. Because they won the lottery, guarantees that we get their next year's first round draft pick. All the Flyers have to do is just get clarification from the league office from it, and that's supposed to be what happened. So, like I said, there's a lot of interesting things going around. What's going on with the Flyers right now? The Sixers, it's you got to tear it up. You have to tear it up. You don't want to, right? But when you're looking around and seeing everything, it's something that you're going to have to do. So, it is what it is, but I want to move on to a couple other things. There's a couple baseball things I want to talk about. I do have a couple football topics that I do want to throw at you. But Mother's Day is over, and I don't know if you noticed this, but players wear pink for Mother's Days, right?
Yeah.
Did anyone notice that Alec Boehm wasn't wearing no pink Sunday?
Well, how about I know why. You know why, but do our viewers know why?
We know why, but I don't know if the general public understand why. And
it's crazy.
Has absolutely everything to do with that court case that he has going on with his parents. And I think it's safe to say that there ain't going to be no Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner at the Bohms this year. Alex going to be out with his girlfriend or whatever.
I mean, it's just kind of crazy. Like, I'm not judging people's personal life, but like on Mother's Day, they're all wearing pink.
If one of your family members stole millions of dollars from you without your consent, you take them to court too. Should it matter that it's his mom and dad? Well, what if it was his uncle and his brother instead, or his aunt and his uncle? Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's definitely a personal and sensitive topic, but it's just one of those. We're experiencing something different here in Philadelphia as far as
Well, I mean, just my personal thoughts. I already like my instinct just goes right to the obvious, which is like, what the heck were the parents thinking? I guess taking millions of dollars away from their son's money. What the heck's going on here? But like,
court documents, they feel they had done nothing wrong and was within their rights to do what they do, and they were trying to help and protect Alec. But we'll see how everything fades out. I still think this has a lot to do with why we haven't seen the Alec Bohm that we're used to. And
well, sure, it's a pretty crazy situation, man. It's probably on his mind.
Yeah. But that being said, this team is definitely headed in the right direction now, right? Because under Donnie Baseball, the hitting has completely turned around in the last game.
That's all you, Steve. You're the one that's saying it forever about him.
Well, I'm not going to take any credit for this. I'm not, because I mean, granted, I did say I think having him on the coaching staff was going to be a difference maker, right?
Oh, yeah. I just didn't take credit. You turn the Phillies around, Steve. You turn the Phillies around.
I'm not taking no credit. I give that all to the players on the field. The fact that you just got Wheeler back, right?
Right.
And sometimes it is a rough month of baseball, especially when what we were already talking about, when you had a handful of plus players that were playing in the World Baseball Classic. I think it takes a while to kind of get all that going. So, but I mean, going from being in the basement to 8-9 games back of the Atlanta Braves for first place right now, obviously you feel better about the team. Did you think when they made this move that you'd see this much of an impact this fast? What Don Mattingly has done?
No, it's almost like literally like. Usually it's like you probably like predicted it'd probably like just do a little bit like maybe better or like be around 500 or something, but like to actually go like and have the record that they've had since this happened and stuff, it's almost like, okay, were they just like not playing for Rob Thompson? Like what's going on? Like it's hard for Rob Thompson.
And a few players say like I felt like we got him fired, and I don't think it was that they didn't like him or they weren't playing for him. Sometimes just you lose the voice of the locker room, so to speak. And sometimes the voice of the locker room is a player, sometimes it is the coach. And when it's the coach, if the players aren't hearing you, it's going to affect everything on the field. I think Don Mattingly is the perfect guy to be able to connect with a lot of the high-profile guys that you have on this team. Right? Turner, Harper, Schwarber.
Right.
The effort or mentioned Zach Wheeler. I mean, you have guys that should be performing, and I wouldn't count out that Rob Thompson doesn't get brought back as some type of senior consultant at some point in time this season. Don't be surprised if he's back in that locker room. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Now, some of the other interesting things that have happened. I don't know if you've seen this one either, but do you realize who's the batting leader for batting average right now in the National League?
I mean, Brandon Marsh.
Yes, Brandon Marsh. Crazy what happens when you're not platooning, right? And you're getting more at bats and more looks. All of a sudden, he's hitting like 350 plus. I think it is right now.
I think it's the beard. I think it's that beard.
He's always had the beard. It's not like he shaved it off. Again, it's one of those things where I think this is a direct effect of what Don Mattingly is doing. before you were having a platoon out there. Now he's every day, and you're seeing the results.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, this isn't like in baseball. I'm not trying to disrespect it, the manager position, because it's very important. But like in football, when you're a head coach, you're off like it's like coaching in the NFL. You're calling plays, like actual strategy, like out there. Like other than the lineup and whatnot, I feel like Mattingly is just really giving a good locker room to the people. Like the on-field, so like the players still got to hit, and like they still got to go catch the ball, and like pitchers still got to pitch how they're gonna pitch. So it's like. In baseball, I feel like you gotta have the clubhouse under control. You gotta have the clubhouse under control. And I feel like Mattingly he's done that. He's been able to do that, man, in a short stint here. So kudos to him.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Donnie's done his thing. I think we're seeing the results now. It's only a short sample size, so I don't want to give him too much love, but at the same time, you can't ignore, the immediate impact that it's already had, right?
Oh no, dude, it's crazy. Yeah, it's immediate impact. Yeah.
Now, gonna pull some Schwarber stuff up here for you, right? So now he's officially hit 200 home runs as a Philly, right?
Mm.
And he's about getting close to passing Jimmy Rollins there, and obviously we're looking at his numbers. Where do you feel like he's going to end up, right? As far as all time, obviously again leading the National League in home runs again,
right?
So. When everything's all said and done, obviously he ain't gonna be able to catch Schmidt, right?
Right. I think the question is, can he catch Howard? I think he's gonna probably give him a good run for the money, maybe. But
actually, I think he's gonna fall short of Ryan Howard, because I think Ryan Howard was just short of 400 home runs, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, he's actually, I think he's just slightly ahead of Harper.
Mm.
I think that's the real question: is between them two, who's going to have more?
I think it might be Schwarber.
But yeah, I think Schwarber probably retire before him. So I don't know if Bryce hangs around long enough to be able to.
Right. It's cool how in baseball they have the different 100 clubs. They got the 100, the 200, the 300.
Listen, if either one of those two hits 500 home runs, they will be Hall of Famers, right? We already know that when it comes to power hitter, that's the number 500, right?
500.
I don't think he's going to get it. I think he's going to fall short of it as a total. Because remember that the numbers I just gave you were just his home runs as a Philly.
Right.
Not his total. I think he's closer to like 350 right now.
Right.
So your question is, can he hit at least 50 home runs or more over the next 4 seasons to get the 500?
It's going to be tough, but I think good chance. Possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I think it is possible, but I don't think it's likely. I don't.
No, I wouldn't say. If I was going to bet money yes or no, I'd say no.
50 home runs a year is never a recipe for success. It never is.
No. If I had to bet money yes or no, I'd say no. It's not going to happen.
I agree with you there. Give me 1 second, because I think the internet's officially back up. I want to try to see if I can here and get off the phone.
You're good.
So as I'm trying to do that, it should pop right back. Give me 1 second here. And we're gonna have another Philly.
All right, testing.
Testing.
1 2 1 2. That phone is so hot right now. It's funny.
Damn, your phone's gonna blow up, literally.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get off it because I felt it was like getting really hot. But I came across this one and I wanted to get your thoughts on this, right? So, who's the most polarizing pitcher that is not in the major league right now that probably should be?
Polarizing pitcher that's not in the major league.
Mm-hmm. That he's
What do you
still
mean by
active.
that?
He's still trying to get back in.
Oh, that's a great question.
You don't know?
Who?
The falsely accused domestic batterer, Trevor Bauer.
Oh wow, Trevor Bauer.
Well, one of the fans was talking to him on social media, right?
Mm.
And he's talking about how poorly like Painter played, right? And wanted to say that was talking to Trevor Bauer about potentially like coming to Philadelphia because they need another arm.
Oh, how about it?
That he'd be loved in Philly, and he was like, "I know, I would love to play for Philly." Was actually a done deal in 2024 before the Major League Baseball had blocked it.
Well, damn, Major League Baseball, way to be a son of a. But damn.
I mean, he knew what I was talking about. He knew it was Trevor Bauer. So my thing for you, knowing how he struggled, right? Would you try to see if the league feels a little bit better about because let's remember he was ousted out of the league because there was false claims of domestic violence against him. He was later cleared. No one has ever apologized to him, given him another chance or anything like that. That's why he's been pitching in the Mexican League, pitching over in Japan. Not pitching bad either. Like he's I think when he was in the Mexican League, he had a no-hitter through eight innings at one point in time. So
hey,
I think we are forgiving people at Americans as a whole, right? If he was falsely accused, why is he not back in the league right now?
Yeah. I mean, look.
I get it. Like if they blocked it and there was still some strife there, and I think this was after the fact that Trevor's talking about. But I do think he should be given another opportunity.
Well, look, man. I hate to make football references, but you remember Ray Rice? He was never given an opportunity.
Yeah, but he was guilty. There was difference.
There was difference. But give you another example. Who was somebody who was guilty, did time, but of your point of second chances, Michael Vick. So Michael Vick was given a second chance, and look what he could do on the field.
Now, what Michael Vick did was wrong, but domestic violence is a whole nother thing, and falsely accused domestic violence is a whole nother bag too. Because when you're accused of something, you go through the legal process and it's unfounded. You should be able to go back to your profession.
Correct.
And they for whatever reason they've blocked it, they've blackballed him, whatever. So I hope, regardless if it's with our Phillies or with another organization or whatever, that he's allowed back in the. I don't think he should have been outed the way he was. I don't think he should have been blackballed by Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball does whatever it can to shoot themselves in the foot, and I think this is another one of these situations. So we'll see what the future holds for Trevor Bauer. Hopefully, here in red pinstripes, somewhere else, whatever. I think he should be back in, right? I know you've seen this, the news that was announced today, right? Thanksgiving. Eagles in Dallas.
Yeah, man. How about that? Thanksgiving, Eagles, Dallas, and that means one thing and one thing only. That means I got to be eating around that game time. I can't be, you know what I mean, or we got to schedule it around the food. I'm sorry, man, or wherever I'm going, got to have the game on. So
I'm excited for that, especially because we haven't gotten a Thanksgiving Day game in a while, so I'm interested to see it. It's going to be fun regardless. I got a couple other two other Eagles topics and a Philly sports one in general, right? Okay. So, on top of that, because I know, here we go, the Cowboy fan. Eagles, you trying to go to jail, Eddie? Do you realize that you can't cook an eagle? It's a national treasure. You go to jail when you kill one. You go to federal prison when you kill an eagle. I mean, it's wishful thinking, brother. I still think there's a potential that, you know, your ceiling is as good as second in division and your floor could potentially be, you know, third, because I still think that the Giants won't win more than 6 or 7 games, but we'll see if culture change down there could do that. I mean, they still got Joe Shen in the building, but we'll see what happens. So the draft just passed this past week, right? Or 2 weeks ago, rather, right? So I want to ask you, who is your favorite undrafted Eagle of all time? So I got a list for you, right?
Let's see it.
All right. I think it should be easy.
Well, out of those names,
so you got Hollis Thomas, right?
Yeah.
Quentin Michael, which was a very valuable part of that time period, right?
Oh yeah.
TJ Edmonds, you know, only played here through his first contract is going on, you know, played for the Bears for a period of time as well. Reed Blankenship was one. Corey Clement from that Super Bowl team. Greg Ward had a lot of big catches for us until we revamped that wide receiver room. So let me ask you, is there anyone from that list that you would have to say would be your favorite undrafted Eagle?
Ooh, on that list, it's probably a toss-up between Corey Clement.
And there's another one. There's another one because we got our boy Jimbo Slices back in the chat room because get Daryl Moore to be fired ASAP, right? But he's got one for you.
Yeah, somebody call the Sixers right now and get it done, please.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jimbo. You know, Daryl Moore needs to be excavated and sent into orbit because we don't need him anymore. His other one that wasn't on that list is David Akers.
Well, then David Akers is going to win that one for me. So David Akers would win.
So I mean, from that list, it's definitely Hollis. It's definitely Hollis. Eddie likes Reed. I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I went 2017 Eagles. I went Corey Clement, so he didn't get much love.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Corey was part of the Super Bowl team. I got it.
But Greg Ward and Ward.
Now that we're talking about that Super Bowl team that's going into my next one, right?
Oh, all right.
Greatest players from each team that should have won world championships are. Do you have any arguments here? Allen Iverson, Joel Embiid for the Sixers, right? Biggest letdown for not winning it. Like, who do you think should have out of these?
Brian Dawkins.
Well, they put Randall Cunningham on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the point is you only can pick 4 or something. Is that like the whole point of it, or?
I mean, they got 2 up here for the Sixers, so
right. I mean, those names, I agree with.
Allen over Joel. I'll definitely say Allen over Joel, no matter what.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah, for sure.
So, I'm with you with Brian Dawkins, but he's a Hall of Famer regardless, right? We can say that about any one of the Eagles from
Donovan McNabb though.
99 to about to about the end of the 2000s, right?
Right.
There's a whole list of guys that we can name there. But if you gave Randall Cunningham a Super Bowl, he would be in a Hall of Famer without a doubt, and that's the reason why I agree with that.
What about Donovan McNabb? Same thing.
Well, no, and that's why I said you could say McNabb. You could say Deuce Staley, Brian Westbrook. The aforementioned Hollis Thomas. Obviously not going to be a Hall of Famer, but having that ring would for some of those guys. Willie T. William Thomas, right?
Yeah.
Another guy that probably should have won. Seth Joyner, right?
Yep.
So we can argue all that.
Seth won a
I
championship.
agree with
wasn't
the
for
Flyers
Eagles,
with the Eric Lindros thing.
Yeah.
Because what he's remembered for right now is just being obliterated by Scott Stevens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Phillies won and Bryce Harper.
Yeah,
I would disagree with.
Right? Yeah, I mean,
obviously this one is talking about the biggest letdown, right? I get that. I get it, okay? But I'm going to go with that 93 team, Darren Dalton, Terry Mulholland, Danny Jackson, Mitch Williams. That 93 Darren Dalton is at the top of my Phillies should have won a world title list.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
can't argue with that, no.
So my last one was, they're the same guy that was reporting that Jalen can't throw over the middle and he refuses to go under center and all that. Well, Jeremy Fowler got another sources that told him that, at times he's been reluctant to do some of these changes. But as of right now, the news is around that Jalen is open, as open as he's ever been since he's been an Eagle, to some of these changes, to the point where he's throwing off site with Devontae Smith, with Elijah Moore. And hopefully, you see him get in there with Mekhi Lemon soon, but he is getting after it, and we are getting ready for a revenge tour for this Eagles team. My thoughts, if you're hearing that, right, and we've already talked about Super Bowl, bad playoff loss, Super Bowl, bad playoff loss, so it should be followed by another Super Bowl, especially when the schedules come out. We have the 7th easiest schedule this season out of everyone in our division.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. And I think to your point, Steve, we have a lot of I've never seen an offseason with so much positivity since so much negativity happened. I mean, we got bounced in the playoffs, but then we made all these moves. We brought in the receiver depth.
With the A.J. Brown thing still hanging over our head. And I think that's because you have a great GM and a great culture in that building that it's not letting the poison affect everything else, so to speak.
100%. And that's just it. And Howie's playing chess while they're all playing checkers. I mean, we're 2 steps ahead of it. So what if AJ leaves? We have Lemon and we have Smith and we have a cavalcade of receivers for depth pieces and we have Goddard and we have Barkley. I mean, we'll figure it out. And we have this Mannion, which I'm sure you saw the report that just came out yesterday or this week as well, that him and Hurts apparently hit it off, is what the report says, and which we've seen many reports, and there's too many reports for it to be not true. They definitely have some chemistry, and there's something really good about this offense that wasn't there last year. Let's just say that much. So we're going to find out sooner than later. I can't wait for the first preseason game. I can't wait for the first game.
It's not see this offense. Preseason game because you're not going to see Jalen Hurts until.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. I'm talking. I just can't wait. Just can't wait to see this offense actually get
more
moving.
Like I just can't wait for September because that's when we get real football.
Right.
I'll say it like this. Everyone, running their mouth about this team, I know a lot of Giants fans are high on the moves they made. I get that. I do. I don't think Dallas is as bad as we would like them to be, but I don't think they're as good as a lot of their fans believe they are.
Right.
I still think it's our division to lose, conference to lose, etc. I think that we should be the favorites.
Right.
But they still have to do it. And offensively, and I said it last week when we were talking about it, it's going to not rely on what Sean Mannion is going to implement. It's going to depend on the offensive line staying healthy. And Eddie, get out of my head, dude. Get out of my head. Get out of my head, brother. Because he's on it too. He's a Dallas fan. He knows. It really boils down to not just the offensive line staying healthy, but if both Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens play even remotely close to that 2024 season, it's over. It's over. I still don't think people realize how good of a season those two guys had that year, and it made for a great running game, a great team aspect. And listen, that's why I put your stuff up, Eddie, because you are a football fan first. You're not a typical Cowboy scumbag.
We appreciate that, Eddie.
Dallas fans that I won't say anything negative about.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, I mean, I'm very upbeat comparing to how rough it was, regardless of what happens with AJ Brown or not. And I've already said it. I think we have all the upper hand on everybody right now. We have the upper hand on the Patriots because guess what? You're going to give us what we want here. You guys are in some real trouble.
Yeah.
I think that if Howie gets any other deals that can meet or beat New England, I think you should take it. Right. Just for the simple fact of F those cheating Patriots. They cheat on the field, and apparently they cheat off the field too.
When they've been doing both for a while. So yeah.
Obviously, but
I agree. I mean, listen, man, who knows, man? We always talked about it. There's still always a chance that AJ actually, we just don't know. If he stays though, a lot of people think that
there's no way that this offense isn't a top 5 ranked offense. If they're healthy in Mannion's system, you could tell they're going to be having a lot of motion moving around, putting guys in different positions for mismatches. And I do think they are going to run a lot more 2 tight end sets as well.
Yeah. Here's another thing though, like we got to prepare for world post AJ Brown. Like, don't you feel like the second Hurts starts to struggle in the beginning of the season, they're going to say, well, see, he doesn't have A.J. Brown. He doesn't have his number one normal receivers. You know what I mean? It depends how it's going to look, of course, but it's just like people forget about the on-the-field A.J. Brown. He's still a hell of a player, so it's going to be curious to see how that looks.
Take away the drops, all his drops from last season,
I
don't think we get outed in the first round. I don't think we're actually we're in a wild card round matchup. If AJ, because there was other drops and other plays during the season where I'm sure AJ would love to have back,
right?
And people could say he quit on. Or, I don't know what's going on between his ears, so I can't sit there and say that he was taking plays off, he was giving up because I'm not. I can't judge just by what's going on the field if that's what was happening. Right. But I will say this: if he's here, watch out. Just watch out. Other than that, getting put up against it. So, your final shots before we get off of here, brother.
Another fun one in the book, Steve. Thank you. Appreciate all the viewers tapping in. Thank you, Eddie, as well for your comments. Shout out to Eagles Autism Foundation. Was at the 9th annual Eagles Autism Challenge this past weekend. Amazing time. Mostly all the players were there except AJ Brown, but they all come out, they sign autographs, they take pictures. It's a big celebration. They run the race with you. They do a 5K, a 10K bike ride, the whole 9 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, I actually met Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Eagles. He was just walking in the race with everybody. The fans, I went up to him and was like, hey, can I get a picture with you? And he said, yeah. And I said, where am I from? And that was surreal. That was like, I couldn't believe I was talking to Jeffrey Lurie, but just a really nice, normal guy. But shout out to the Eagles Autism Foundation. They raised $16 million this year, so kudos to them. Kudos to Steve and all the stuff that's going on with the South Florida Media Network and Tribune. And just happy to get another one in the books, and we're going to have some more fun ones coming up soon. So that's about it.
I thought you were gonna talk about the football camp that you just shared today.
Oh well, yeah. Totally forgot. Yeah, so on May 30th and 31st, I'll be going get some content for D9 Sports is hosting the 2nd annual flag football camp at Plymouth White Marsh High School in partnership with Clear Vision with Jordan Davis and Mac Wilson. Jordan Davis Eagles superstar defensive tackle, and Mac Wilson Sr. is Arizona Cardinals linebacker. He is a great player as well. I met Mac at his camp last year where they did it with Jahan Dotson at the same place. It was an amazing time. We're playing dodgeball out there, playing football with all the kids and stuff. It's just great. These camps are awesome. We're in camp season right now. So actually, Steve, not only that camp, I got a bunch of other camps coming up. Do a BG's camp is coming up. I forget, it's in July here, the exact date. But another AJ Brown camp is July 26th. So a lot of fun big name camps coming up. It's camp season, and it's gonna be fun.
Well, other than that, another fun one in the book, brothers. We will catch you guys next week, my friends.
Catch y'all on the flip. Go Birds.